y'all. Welcome to episode 3 of Page Turners.
Thigh burners.
It's your gals, Meg,
And Danielle.
and we are here to discuss our St. Patrick's Day special, a little Irish romance novel called Wild Irish Heart.
By Trisha O'Malley.
Indeed. Let's do a little toasty toast, a little schlancha.
To episode 3.
Mm-hmm. And just a reminder to everyone out there, we do discuss all the things. Spoiler alert. Spoiler.
So if you have not read the book and you would like to read the book, do not watch.
Yeah, come back after you've read the book.
Yep.
And let us know your thoughts.
And also, as a reminder, don't forget to like and subscribe
Always helpful.
so that we can keep bringing this to you.
Yes, indeed. All right. Shall we talk a little, what is this book about? Who are the people? What's going on?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. And the other thing to mention is, once again, you went audiobook, right? And I read on my Kindle app. So different experiences. I am very excited, though, because it is a Irish romance. We do have folks in Ireland with Irish names, which I, pronounce in my head, but I'm very curious to know if what I'm saying in my head is what the audiobook actually says. This is how you say this name.
Also, a very interesting thing about this audiobook, the last two have had a male and female.
Mm-hmm.
This only had a female.
Oh, okay, so single narrator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we have our main female character,
who goes by the name of Keelan.
All right, that's how I said it as well. So we have our gal Keelan, who is a young lady, mid-20s. She is in pursuit of advanced education. She presents in the early part of the book as like being really into like the ocean and the sea, wants to like do a internship on like a dive boat over the summer,
Which honestly sounds super cool.
I mean, marine biology, it seems to be the go-to major for feminine characters in a lot of books, but hey, really into it. And like, that's what she's presenting as like what she's passionate about. But I took it as she's still kind of figuring herself out. Like, she seems excited about it, but she's not like if you really want to make it happen, you're going to make it happen. And she seems to be lollygagging.
Yeah, she seems like to be in this limbo. Like, she doesn't know exactly what she wants.
Yeah. So we're presented with our gal Keelan, and it's her and her mom in the city of Boston. And her mom is a lady whose name is Margaret. And I just gotta say, I felt personally attacked as a fellow legally named Margaret. How this Margaret was described. Not only is she the old, almost, late 40s mom, she's like mean. She's not nice. She's not warm.
And like nobody wants to talk to her.
No, well, Keelan definitely doesn't. She's like, oh, Mom.
Right.
And this mom also is very like appearances are everything. And she's trying to set Keelan up with a romantic partner, like Dr. Lloyd.
That are in her status level.
She has, appearances, what a good job it looks like, or whatever. Yeah. So we get introduced.
And doesn't seem to really care about what Keelan wants.
Of course like, yeah. So we get introduced to them. We kind of get a sense of their relationship and mean Margaret. And our girl Keelan gets this mysterious package in the mail.
I would like a mysterious package that has something cool in it too.
I agree. Surprise in the mail that's not like a bill or milk. That would be great. Oh, good old days. So Keelan opens up this package, and it's all like the paper is like, ooh, mysterious. The writing, there's like a wax seal, so it's already giving like vibes. And we come to find it's this like very old leather bound like book, and she immediately recognizes it as her grandmother,
which I thought was weird because they don't have a relationship.
Yeah, I agree. It was like, how does she know immediately? But she, I guess, knew her mom came from Ireland.
And like the witchy aspect, intuition.
Yeah, I guess. But it's a good point. This is, part of like where some of the problems are with this one.
And we'll get into that.
Yeah. But we get
Back
this
to the
this
plot.
like spooky book, and this is where like the witchy, the magic, like the mysterious vibes really start to come into play, and you're like, oh, okay, there's going to be like magic stuff in this book.
Which I really enjoyed.
Yes, I was like, ooh, and they start like dropping crumbs. So you start to learn that Mean Margaret, mom, hates Ireland, like
And
being
ran away.
Irish, like dyes her hair so it's not Irishy, whatever, you know, I
Yeah.
forget what the distinction was. But she's like, ugh, Irish, ugh, I hate my Irish heritage. I ran away. And you get the sense that there's a reason, but it's obviously not explained yet. And the like spookiest of spooky about this book, like she's flipping through it and it's got ingredients and it looks like spells or potions or something. So you're like, it's your grandmother's. And it just says, it is time. Meanwhile, Mean Margaret insinuates that grandmother Fiona is dead. But she's not, y'all. Surprise.
And she's like a really cool lady.
Right. She's just like,
I would be so mad at mom if she kept us away from such a cool lady.
all of the secrets that Mean Margaret kept from her daughter, including half siblings that she finds out that she has in Ireland. Keelan is way too nice and chill with her mom about all of this.
Agreed.
I would also be mad.
Yeah. And like okay, so we'll get there. But then she goes to Ireland. Like
Yes.
she has
So
this
guess
calling,
what?
right? And where she goes is this like beautiful small
like coastal
town.
seaside.
Yeah. Hello.
I mean, it's like the Mystic Cove series. So we enter the Mystic Cove area.
Yeah.
And it sounds gorgeous, like a postcard.
And I did find it weird that like all the females in the town were like descendants of this Grace lady, so they were all kind of related.
Yeah, it's like they drop these plot points about this like cool badass baddie pirate, lady pirate,
right?
Grace O'Malley, who we come to find Keelan's related to. But there's like all of these cool plot points that you're like, oh, there's ingredients for this to be a really cool story, and like a baddie female pirate who just owned this town.
I want to be a lady pirate. I didn't even know that was an option.
But like there's all these cool little things that you start to learn about, like the town and Keelan's family, and I just feel like they don't do anything with it.
Right. It was about this. It was significantly shorter than our last book. It was half. So it was only 6 hours on Audible. I believe this has been the shortest book that we have reviewed. So like there was definitely room to like put that in before people got.
Yeah, I don't. It felt short of like what the setup and like what it presented, but like basically
the story.
So our gal Keelan gets to Ireland. And again, this is where I'm starting to get excited because there's all these little things that happen in her interactions with the people in town. Like simply by the color of her eyes, they recognize that she's related to Fiona.
And she belongs there.
And she's like, yeah, she's from there. Like her blood, it like lives there from the color of her eyes, which again, you start to then hear more about the lady pirate, Grace O'Malley. So we find out that our gal Keelan is basically a descendant of this like baddie lady pirate, Grace O'Malley, who essentially founded the town and like ran all kinds of business, was lady bossing it when it was difficult to lady boss, basically.
Right. And she just was cool as shit.
And meanwhile, she's like making her way to her grandmother's cottage and having like weird interactions with people. Like people are like clearly like scared of her, or they're like making the sign of the cross and like crossing the street and going, you know, Jesus, Mary, and the carpenter, and like, you know, invoking Jesus in front of her. Like it's so you're like, ooh, like what's going on here? Like does Fiona like is she a witch? Like why are people reacting this way?
Yeah.
And then this is when we meet our male main character,
Flynn. That was obviously easy to read and hear.
And remember,
right.
He sounded like a tall, handsome, broad-shouldered, dark-haired, blue-eyed, chiseled jaw, drink of water. with an Irish accent, of course. Which
And he was a dog breeder. He had and the dogs were like, I will say, I was a little disappointed. I thought that they could have made that because the dog
more
seemed so
magic-y.
yes.
Like clearly the dog has magic because it like understood.
It like would take notes back and forth.
Yeah.
Like he would just put it on the collar.
Like my brain went like in other witchy stories where like you have a witch who has a familiar and often it's like a cat or something.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought.
I was like, ooh, are we getting like a magic familiar layer to the plot?
Now the dog's name. Oh, we'll get there. But go ahead, continue.
Yes. Well, I mean, what did you think? So enter the male main character, and we're getting these weird vibes about like Keelan, like people look at her and her family. A lot of people give like fear, like stay away kind of vibes, and then you get Flynn who enters, and meanwhile,
and he loves Fiona, like he helps take care of Fiona.
He does. He's a good lad,
right? And he lives close by to Fiona.
Yes, like property
adjacent,
butts up to it.
Yeah,
but you like little plot point. You find out like it just like drops again with like this is where I struggled a little bit with this book with the plot development. But like all of a sudden you find out that Flynn has been dreaming of Keelan. He didn't know it was Keelan, but that woman that is Keelan
has been showing up in his dreams.
And now she, bam, like walks into him, like trying to get to her rental truck. Or it was not starting and she was like, figured it out.
Right.
Yeah. So enter Flynn, and like I thought it was a weird, like he's dreaming about her, and like his reaction was like mean. Like he was like,
I mean, honestly, I didn't understand all that. Like, it was
I thought it was weird.
Yeah, it made no sense.
Like I expected him to be more
like, oh my God, here's the woman of my dreams.
Right. And like maybe get a little embarrassed but he was just like kind of a dick.
Right.
I mean, he helped her fix the car, which was nice.
Right. But I mean, it seems like he would do that for any lady.
Yeah. And he gave off like kind of mean.
Like, don't come talking to me.
Yeah. You.
Right. So she meets her grandmother.
Well, so she drives to the cottage thinking again, her grandmother is not with the living, and like finds her out of the way cottage and like enters and is all like, oh look, I can feel her presence. And like literally Fiona's like, oh, Keelan, you're like here. She's like, oh, so you're not dead. Again, I feel like that reaction was a little downplayed. Like you literally thought your grandmother was dead and she's clearly not. Like bigger reaction I expected.
Right. Or at least more words about it.
I mean, I don't know.
But so they meet and they start like building this relationship because she has none with this lady.
Right. She knows a little bit and she has fond memories of her. And
also pretty ballsy to cross the pond and not really know, like, what if the estate was like in probate or something?
Not very comprehensive plot. There's a lot of details left out. Things that like, it's just like, oh, okay, we're going to go to my presumed dead grandmother's place and like assume it's unlocked. Like, did she even have a key? Like,
was it under a rock somewhere?
It's like one of those Haida key rocks.
Right. And so Fiona starts telling her,
right. Keelan's like, what the heck, dude? Like, you sent me this book. It's mysterious. What does it mean? It is time.
And clearly you're not dead.
No. Hi, you're not dead. Yeah.
And she doesn't know about her siblings at this point.
Correct. There's still a big old know nothing about what happened between her mother and her bio dad and like why she left. There's still a lot of questions. And basically at this point in the book, this is where you get more of the magic stuff. You find out Fiona is like a healer and literally does have magical healing powers. Like she can heal by touch, like cuts,
like
clothes.
They like cut they cut herself and then she
and then there's all this cool like just spiritual stuff, like magic, like nature stuff, like respect to and using ingredients from nature.
And they go to the cove,
right? Which Trisha O'Malley, there's like a whole like magical element with that. Like that's where she passed.
Like you have to ask to enter. You have to like provide
And
something,
only the pure of heart can like enter there, otherwise the cove will like kill
take you
them.
out to sea.
So like your ass gets drowned.
Yeah, which almost happened.
So there's all these like cool magical things that they like dropped little like nuggets, plot points, and then it just like goes nowhere.
Yeah,
Like there's this cool moment where and how she finds out that she has like siblings and stuff. Like Fiona goes and gets called upon to help a sick child
because like Fiona can't do it herself.
well, she goes by herself first and then gets all worn out and it's like,
oh right, I thought you said Keelan.
And then Keelan calls Keelan and is like, I need your help. Like,
Yeah.
you've been training. I've been trying to teach you up in our magical, holistic, witchy ways.
Right.
Like, touch by healing. Like, I need your help. And then you come to find out it's her nephew. It's her half brother's son who had some sort of poison they ingested, which caused something else. I don't know. But long story short, Keelan comes in and saves the day and is able to use her magic and fling the gross stuff out, and like her nephew gets to
live.
Better. Yeah. So
yeah.
Good job. Yeah. But this is where she meets her half brother Colin, who was the son and twin. He has a twin sister of Keelan's bio dad, who eventually remarried after Margaret ran away from her.
I was also surprised that, like, I assumed that Flynn would be okay with her magical stuff.
Yeah.
And you find out that he is actually very much not okay with it.
Yeah, that's like the crescendo of the plot. And like, you know, it's like this whole journey of Keelan finding herself, who her true self is, her true power, and becoming okay with that and like leaning into that, which is, I'm all for that kind of like story, especially for female main characters. But yeah, then it was like she's got to like be fully herself and therefore let Flynn know, like, hey, if you have a cut, I can magically hear it with my hand. Does that freak you out?
Right.
And it did.
Right.
Dear gentle reader, it did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do feel like, and we'll get into like our spice ratings and all of our other ratings, but I did feel like the sex was very low in this.
Yeah, very low spice. Yeah, very low spice. Yeah. And
so if you're like a beginner, this might be like a good one to get into, because
the thighs will not be burning that much.
No.
Very light thigh burning as you are page turning.
But it's, I mean, like, that's okay too. Like, there's books for everyone. Like, it's like, you know, some of the really spicy ones might not work for everyone.
Agree.
So no judgment here.
The again, I think the plot with the magic elements, like Grace O'Malley, baddie lady pirate, Keelan being a descendant, and then you find that anyone from the lady pirate,
Grace O'Malley,
any of her descendants that are females have like witchy powers. So you find her friend Kat from the bar can read thoughts, and this is like, okay, that's really cool. And then her half sister, which, how did you say that name? Aslan?
I don't remember.
So that was another name that, like, Aslan, she like reads auras. She can see colorful.
She was,
auras.
in fairness to me, she was only in like one chapter.
Yeah.
Like, she was a very brief spot, but I feel like that does sound familiar.
But it's like you meet these other females from town who are also descendants of baddie lady pirate,
which
who all have magical powers.
Which I feel is weird that all of the females are related.
Well,
in some
like
way.
Extended family, I guess,
right.
like cousins of cousins.
Right. So like the men are not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
it's again plot holes.
Right, because I mean they made it out to be like it was a very small
town. There's like 12 or like 16 books in this Mystic Cove series, so you know like Kat's gonna get a story with her guy Shane, and like there's gonna be like other stuff, but it's it's like how without the incest.
Well, that's yeah. I mean, but I did like it.
I just was disappointed. Like, I wanted it to be better and more.
It could have been meatier.
Yeah, like the plot, like there was like such good elements for the magic stuff, and I'm like into it. and then it just fell flat.
Like when you texted me and you're like, "Oh, this is like practical magic-y," when you were first getting
Right.
into it, I was like, "Yes!"
I know, I was so excited.
Yeah.
And like Flynn was okay. Like clearly, like
Well, let's stop
okay.
and with the plot, we'll start talking about our red flags,
Yeah.
green flags.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, what would you call this trope? Because, like,
So
I didn't really know.
I think we picked this due to the Irish slant to the romance because it's set in Ireland
And it's March.
and it, St. Patrick's Day extravaganza special. For me, this took more like themes on less tropey and more like plot themes. So like I think about the magic stuff, of course, but like overarching themes of belonging.
Okay.
And like with the witch element, like I wrote down this quote, like you can easily
Oh.
be persecuted if the wrong people decides to judge you. So like self acceptance and like living and navigating through like people like looking and believing something about you that might not be true.
Well, would it be a witch trope?
I mean, it's
Magic
hard to
trope?
say because it's like
Is that a trope?
they're clear that they're not witches. So, like I said, I don't know that there's like heavy tropes in this one. It's more like plot themes. So, like I think about it like sense of belonging, stepping into like your own power, like self actualization for the female main character.
All right.
Like
So,
true passion unlocked.
So, what would you give the rating for the plot themes of self realization?
Okay, so I struggled with this. Like overarching plot, I gave it a general 3 because I like there was like good stuff there around the magic and like the lore.
It had potential.
But I would say like when we talk about like the official page turner thigh burner where you're really bringing it together.
Well, we'll get there.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's not that rating. Like that one's a little lower.
Gotcha.
But like in terms of plot, I gave it a 3 mostly because of the magic stuff and like the whole like sense of belonging, like figuring out who you are and like embracing that. I always enjoy that kind of theme.
So if Ireland was the trope or the theme, I gave it a 4 out
Right.
of 5.
Right. Like
because I really did feel like I was in Ireland.
Like I enjoyed all the Irish bits.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah. So, but I agree with that. I do like when it was over, I was like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I probably could have listened for another 3 more hours to like fill in the gaps of all the questions that I had.
Yeah.
You know,
Agree.
So I agree with that. Like 3 out of 5 for just the themes
and like as it relates to the plot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, so I guess let's talk red flags, green flags.
Let's do it.
All right. So what were your red flags?
Very candidly, had a little bit of a hard time in this section just because the plot is really very thin on this one. So really stretching for some red flags, green flags here. Especially red flags because the male main character Flynn, I feel like is barely in the book. We don't really get too deep with him, and you don't see a ton of interaction with Flynn and Keelan throughout the book. I mean, there's a little bit here and there, and those moments are great and cute and romantic. So there's not a lot of tension.
I'm wondering if because there's so many and this was the first one, this was just the introduction to them and it gets steamier later. We're probably not going to find out. But it's just a thought.
Yeah. If somebody's read the other books, let us know.
Yeah, like put some comments in. Like I'm curious.
Do we get more?
Right.
If we keep reading?
Yeah.
I would say though, when we first meet Flynn, and especially when they have their first spicy romantic interaction,
yeah,
it was a little red flaggy with the aggressive kissing because it felt a little non-consensual. It felt like Keelan was literally saying like, and he did it anyway. I mean, clearly she was okay with it as they continued forward, and I believe she orgasmed even in that first interaction in the cove. So for me, it was just a little, Flynn, my man, like, don't have to try so hard. like, you are a catch, my friend.
Mhm.
Like, slow your roll. You don't have to be so aggressive, especially before anything's been established yet.
No, I agree with that.
No, that's basically what I got.
My red flags were he seemed a little douchey
Yeah,
about the witchy stuff.
Yeah.
Even though he seemed to know about the cove and understand that Fiona was a healer.
It did feel confusing. Like, why would the character respond this way? Because he was so close to Fiona.
Right. Yeah, like he like helps her out with everything.
It felt weird.
And it's a small town, so like everybody knows everything.
Right.
It was very weird in that aspect.
It felt unbelievable.
Right.
Almost.
The other one I had was that I did not like that he was secretly rich and did not like tell her.
Pragmatically, if I was super rich, like, I would maybe hide that a little bit because you don't want people coming after you for your money. Not that I would ever have that much money. So I get a little bit why he might do that, but I agree.
Got, like, boats
I know.
and restaurants, so the fact that she didn't
a literal yacht.
Right, and the fact that she didn't know. And I'm pretty sure, didn't he save her when the cove took her out?
Yeah, she was like snorkeling. That's the word.
She was trying to do something that was not pure of heart,
Right.
and the cove was like,
Bye.
Right, so it shook her out,
Yeah.
and he saved her, and so I just felt like it, like,
yeah, it was a little. It didn't make sense because he was acting one way,
right,
conveniently for the plot. Like, clearly they're not going to let her drown when the book's not over.
right,
So somebody had to save her.
right,
Enter Flynn.
right,
Yeah.
Knight in shining armor.
Yeah, so I agree, and I think that's more just like the lack of plot execution. Like, there's such good setup, and it just. Again,
And I did feel like the character development could have been a little bit stronger.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, for sure. We did not get, and I enjoy Flynn. Like, I wanted more from him. Like, he seemed like, I liked his little, like, swag he had going on.
Yeah. I mean, like, so I was listening to it, so they're all talking in Irish accents, so it was lovely, you know, like, I was like, keep it up.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was just one actor, which she did a male voice then, which didn't really bother me because he wasn't in it that much.
Right. I mean,
you know, so, and whoever did it, she did a great job with the Irish accent, so good job, voice actor. What about green flags?
Green flags. I mean,
let me tell you what I've written down.
Yeah.
That Flynn is a dog whisperer.
I mean, yeah.
Like, that's the only thing I have. And we didn't have brothers.
No
brothers. We had one brother
Half
who was
brother.
a douchebag and was in it for like 30 seconds. But there wasn't like a band of brothers that was cool.
Would be featured in future books.
Right. But the side characters that I did like were Kat and her sister. Like, even though her sister was in it for such a small part, she just seemed so cool.
Agree.
Like, someone I would want to like hang out with.
Very artsy vibes, and the fact that her inherited magic-y powers is like seeing auras. I thought that was also a cool addition. And again, I could see her story in if she gets her own book, which I'm assuming she does, it would be cool.
Yeah, and I do like that they all had different like powers.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like everybody had the same. Yeah. But I did like that Keelan and Fiona were the same.
Right. Grandmom, granddaughter, passing on the knowledge.
Right.
Yeah. I would also say Fiona for me is a big giant green flag.
Agreed.
Like, she was such the Yoda, like the wise, giving all of the advice, like helping, guiding, but never shoving Keelan, much like me and Margaret did. In terms of life choices, like, she let Keelan kind of discover and come to it on her own, but always had really good advice. And like
told her the rules.
Right. She definitely was that sage, like the Yoda for Luke in Star Wars. And like she talked about like her powers, and I wrote this down because I just so much of the themes of the book were about, exploring the magical elements, but also I feel like Keelan coming in and like understanding who she is and embracing that. And like Keelan was talking to Fiona about like, where does the power come from, like, and trying to get Fiona to like explain it to her. And Fiona's basically like, I only know that which I am compelled to do. and that is to help others. From that alone, I can only believe that it's meant to be.
I did love that.
So like big green flag, like imagine having that strong woman in your life as a guide and like helping you come into your own. And then she also talks about happiness, which I think our society, we get obsessed with like being happy and what makes you happy. And like this quote resonated about that. She's Fiona again, our Yoda in this book. Happiness can be an existence, not just a mood.
I did like that.
And you feel that like with what they're doing, and she's fully stepping into like her passion and her power and her strength, and it's how she's existing. It's
honestly a red flag after talking about all this is Mean Margaret, because because honestly, like if I did not get the chance to grow up with that, I would be so annoyed.
Well, I think too, Mean Margaret serves as the example of what happens when you turn away from who you really are.
Yeah, when you turn your back on it.
And you can see it. She's successful. She's got her real estate and money, but she left the love of her life, Biodad in Ireland, who we never even meet in the book. You just hear about him.
Is he dead in the book?
No, he's like a fisherman or something, and is like elsewhere.
Yeah.
It's like,
but like there's and I really do think it's probably all through, like spread out through like, but I don't want to read 17 books to like answer the questions.
Especially because this felt so short.
Right. It really did feel so short.
So if somebody else who can like develop plot a little bit more can take similar ingredients,
we would love it.
Flesh it out. Or fan fiction. Somebody like who's good with the fan fiction.
Or if somebody wants to read the other 17 books,
and let us know.
That would be lovely too.
Yeah, but for me, I think Fiona is the biggest green flag of the book.
Agree. And I can't believe we didn't even talk about her first, because 100% agree. Like she really,
she's the best.
Yeah. And like I imagined her house being like dark and like wooden, and like cozy. And like a fireplace.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A cauldron maybe.
That would be
like,
cool.
Yeah, like, and like I don't know. I just really enjoyed the aesthetic of the environment.
Agree.
And like it really makes me want to go to Ireland.
Also agree.
So if anything, I got that going for me.
Yeah, agree. That's it. The book, the story was a little shortcoming in the end, but it reaffirmed a desire to travel to Ireland.
Right. Agree. All right, so I think we should talk about our spicy rating.
Yes.
But before we get there, just because I had to look it up, I wanted to look up what the definition of smut was, because this was very low smut. So I was like, does this even consider
I like
smut?
It.
So according to the Urban Dictionary, smut books, one of the definitions was just erotic fiction.
I would definitely not categorize this as erotic.
Right, because no thighs were burdened.
No.
However, Cambridge Dictionary,
so more formal,
right, defines it as magazines, books, pictures, movies, or jokes that offend some people because they relate to sex.
Offend some people? Well, I wasn't offended at any point.
Neither did I.
But definitely there were sexy scenes.
I guess like some people that are very conservative don't even want to see sex in.
Yeah. And I suppose if you find that offensive, using the word smut is meant to be derogatory.
Right. Yes. So I thought that was very interesting. I don't really think that those definitions gave me an idea, but I just thought it was interesting that I would share.
There are scales out there that talk about like levels of spiciness in terms of the scenes that happen in the book. If it's like described, if it's not described, is it out in the open, or is it like something that happens behind closed doors and the reader just kind of imagines what happened? So there are definitely different scales out there. I will say for me, for this book, low spice.
Agreed.
I think there were maybe 2 scenes.
Well, because there was only 2, I gave it a 2 out of 5.
I like that. I feel like that is very judicious, very earned. I went a little lower. Just because my frame of reference, I've read some wild,
She's the expert. I'm the novice.
some wild smut previously. So I actually gave this like 1.5
All right, so we'll do 1.75 for
for spice.
yeah,
rating.
our average spice
I
rating.
think that's perfect.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad. Like I said, I really think that if you read all the million books that are in this series, that you probably walk away with a full picture.
Maybe.
But once again, if you've read them, let us know. Because I will not.
Based on the first one, my expectations are low. Sorry, I feel like I'm being mean.
It's all right. I mean, there has to be one. Like, you're the bad cop today. I'm the good cop.
I will say a low spice rating doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad book. It's just
Correct.
lack of sexy, spicy
Right.
scenes.
Right. 100%. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's good.
Yeah, 1.75.
Perfect. All right, I think it's time to do the final rating, the official page turner thigh burner rating.
Let's do it. What'd you think?
All right. So I'm going to start off with I love the witchy aspect of it.
Agree.
And it just seemed to be missing something.
Yeah.
So I went with a 3 out of 5.
Okay, I think that's very generous, especially because I very much so gave it a less rating. My overall rating was a 2. For me, the page turning started off really strong. We talked about the ingredients being very exciting. There's a lot of cool opportunities here with story, with Ireland as a backdrop, and all of the magical components. For me, it just didn't deliver.
And that's fair.
A plot execution all the way to the end.
You are well more versed on this type of stuff. And so being my third one, that totally makes sense.
And, this overall rating is meant to be both the page turning and the thigh burning. And once again, did not do it for me.
Yeah. My thighs were not burning at all.
No. So because of that, I went with an overall 2.
All right. So the official page turner
Thigh burner
rating is
2.5.
2.5. I think that's fair.
I agree.
I like that we average ours because I feel like it gives like an actual fair rating.
Agree.
All right.
It's time to turn the page on Wild Irish Heart.
Yeah. All right. So do you want to tell everybody what's next?
Let's discuss our next book. Much like this time, we kind of picked one because St. Patrick's Day is upon us. We will be focusing for the month of April, on a sports romance novel. Specifically, we're going to go baseball, since baseball season is finally back upon us.
And we love baseball.
Go Bills.
Yeah.
So our book this time is a novel called Catching Caden
by Samantha Christie.
So friends, if you want to read along, go ahead and get started. And we'll be posting our thoughts and ratings
in April.
Right.
And so if you want to keep up to date, you can go to the website, which will be listed above. And you can fill out the join the book club. And I have been sending out like monthly emails to let you guys know what our next book is, and all that other stuff.
Yeah, stay in touch, hear what's coming up, stay connected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And on the website, I've been keeping track of all of our ratings so that if you wanted to look at our past books, you can check that out.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah. But I'm very excited for spring and for Catching Caden.
I know. A little sports romance.
Yeah. He looks very handsome on the cover. Obviously, I will be putting the cover above.
Catching Caden.
Right.
Oh, we're going to catch you, Caden.
Oh, we are.
And then we're going to talk about it.
Hopefully, there are not so many red flags.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So, my friends,
and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Always.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Right. And you can leave comments. I would love to interact with people that are reading the books.
Yeah, let us know what your thoughts are, what your ratings are, if you agree with us. And if you don't, that's also okay. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah. I'm the youngest, so I'm used to not agreeing with everybody. So do it. Bring it.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, friends. Well, I guess we'll see you next time. So keep those pages turning.
And those thighs burning.
Bye, y'all.